I've been thinking about this topic. This topic comes up a lot when I do workshops or work one-on-one with clients, and just came up again on a phone call with a potential client. And that is the topic of paying for a service to do your social media posting for you. And so this can fall into various realms. So it could be a person, a live human. It could actually be an automated service, which maybe isn't so great. And it could also be something that is provided by the marketing department of your own company. So all of these things have different repercussions and impacts as far as what they do for your social media accounts. So in this particular example, I mentioned I got off the phone with a potential client, and they are currently using a service just to sort of add some content to their Facebook page in the meantime. So one of the first questions that comes to mind when someone shares that with me is, how much are you paying? Because if you are paying a certain amount on a monthly basis to simply have posts for the sake of having posts, and you also have a very low number of page likes on your Facebook page, you are literally paying a service money to share content that probably only you are seeing. So when the question came up, should we just disconnect the service and wait until we define a strategy? The resounding answer was yes. I'm not sure how much they were paying, but these services cost different amounts. They sometimes can be anywhere from maybe $25 a month. Some companies pay several $100s a month to have a service post on their social media accounts. Now, again, that can be very helpful, but what's really important is that you have a strategy around that so that you can direct that company or service provider to post in a way that speaks on behalf of your brand as your brand. One of the things that I also ask people to take a look at when they're paying for service providers to post on their social media accounts is take a look at what they're posting, and is it said in the way that you would say those words? If you look at something and you think, oh, I wouldn't really say it that way, but that's a cool article, that's not serving you. The context set around the articles, videos, and images that are shared for you need to be said in your brand voice. Otherwise, there's going to be a disconnect there for the people who are seeing that content. Also, you want to keep in mind that you really want to have a goal and intention for every single post. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean every post is going to result in ROI or get a butt in a seat for an event or something like that. It could simply be that you're educating somebody on something that's important to you, or educating people on something that you provide a service on. It could be that you're inspiring someone to think a little bit differently. It could be that you want someone to sign up for your newsletter, or you want someone to attend an event. But whatever that is, simply from community building and brand awareness toward creating a potential customer or a transaction, you want to think about what is the goal of each post that you have. And if that goal, that end result is, I got something on my Facebook page today, then you need to reconsider that goal. So think about that right now. The example I looked at again today, the Facebook page is brand new. The company's new. They had less than 100 likes on their Facebook page, and yet they're paying for a service to post on their page. The other thing to consider is, given that number of following on a page and what's happening with the Facebook algorithm today, you want to make sure that if you're paying for a service to post for you, not only is it on brand and it's accomplishing the goals of your business and aligned with your strategy, but you want to make sure that it's creating growth in community. So if it is creating growth in community and it is on brand, but you're not advertising and you're not boosting those posts to a targeted audience, again, with a fan page following that's really low, you're paying somebody to sit there and talk to you. So be cautious around that. The other thing to consider that I see a lot, and this is very common in the real estate industry, is that a company may have a service, and that service is really convenient because it's right here on your phone, and you can go onto your phone while you're on the train, or maybe you're a realtor sitting in the car waiting for a client to show up, or whatever that may be, and you go to this app and it's full of great content, and that content may be curated from industry resources. That content may be amazing visuals and graphics and videos that were created by your marketing department. However, remember that everybody at that company is getting that same content to share. So if 25 people work for the same mortgage company or the same real estate office, and they're all taking the train into work in the morning or taking their lunch break and looking at that content and sharing that, they're all doing the same thing at the same time. And that, one, doesn't serve you as far as the Facebook algorithm goes, but it also doesn't serve you from the context that other people probably follow the Facebook pages of other people at your company. And if they see that same message coming from them from all different directions, they're very likely to unfollow all of you. One, because they don't need to see that message multiple times, but two, they know that it's inauthentic and automated, and that isn't doing you any good. So that's not to say that those services that are provided are not useful. They certainly can be, especially when you're dealing with compliance issues and you need content that has already been approved by your company. But just do things a little bit differently. Maybe update the context of the post itself instead of sharing the exact copy that that app or the company has created for you. Make it more personal, make it more on brand, add a little humor to it, add your 2 cents to it. You can do that without breaking compliance. If you're sharing a trending news article, maybe you get that from the app or the service that your company has hired, but maybe you go out and find it somewhere else. So you're not sharing the same exact article that everybody else in your company is sharing, again, with the same context set around it. So always think about those things. One, if you're paying a service provider, what is it they're actually providing? Is it on brand, and does it come from a strategic perspective? Then also, if you do have a service that's provided by your company, how do you use that service and convert it in a way that works for you, speaks your brand, your voice, and still allows you to stand out and be unique while doing you that great favor of reducing the overwhelm that comes with thinking about, what am I going to share this week? Do I have to write? What do I have to find? So it's great that you can have a service that provides you content. Just make sure you share it in a way that stands out, builds community, and really speaks to your brand. So I hope this was helpful for anybody who might be using a service, wonders, is it really in their best interest? Or is it really just for the sake of getting content out there? If it's the latter, save that money, go back and reconsider what your strategy is, and I would be happy to talk about how you do that and make that work for you.